Good morning. How is everybody this morning? I am slowly waking up. I do have coffee. I hope you have coffee too. Oh, hang on a minute. My colours are all over the place this morning. Let's try that. That's a bit better. Although my hair's kind of not on point this morning. I'm recording this, and it's day 2. It's 11 o'clock. It's my kind of breakout from working. I used to do a show called elevenish. I started it yesterday, restarted it. It's at Smart URL, smarturl.it/elevenish. If you missed yesterday's, it's kind of like a 20-minute segment for me to just take time out, catch up, have a think, and I'll probably open it up at some point to like 3 other people so that we can record it. But I'm kind of just doing it as a lone shot with different video things dropped in and just discussion about stuff. Yesterday was cool. I mean, I need that break in the day where I can just have that kind of social outreach to different people. You know, I need that time out where I can just stop what I'm doing, stop what I'm thinking about, stop projecting about future stuff, and just chill and talk. But yesterday was really good because I managed to get a lot of things done. Then yesterday, like, we don't really talk about it, but I had kind of a real mental health issue yesterday. I have kind of like the reverse of FOMO. You know, my thing is not fear of missing out. My thing is kind of being overwhelmed by the sheer amount of it. Like, the sheer amount of choices, the sheer amount of digital stuff we can play with. I was setting up this chat room thing called Slack, which I've played with before. And I'd started adding in loads of different bots and automating loads of things, you know. So when stuff happened over here, something happened over here. So I was using ep2, which if then what, which is fantastic. Been using it for years. And I was also adding in these other integrations that Slack had. And I was kind of creating like this modern day IRC, this internet relay chat with all these different things coming in. You can sort of order your food and like do your Amazon and do this and do this, do this. And I don't know if it's because I've just been getting into blab over the last kind of 5-6 weeks, but I kind of never realized the ferocity, the intensity of having lots of new social connections and also not realizing my kind of subconscious processing all of these like relationships, these digital relationships, in terms of, you know, over processing who I meant to them and what I meant to them and what they meant to me, and, you know, like this overwhelming sense of support and empowerment, and it kind of really got too much. So I went to bed really annoyed with myself last night and really kind of upset that I kind of overwhelmed myself with all this stuff again, as my brain puts it. So I was kind of like not looking forward to this morning. I got up quite late. I got up at 10 o'clock and I thought to myself, oh my God, why have I set this 11ish show for 11 o'clock in the morning? Like, to give, you know, I literally needed to sprint to get my breakfast done and my coffee done. So today's going to be a bit of a weird one because yesterday was kind of upbeat and I was restarting something and I felt really good about that. But today, I'm going to be honest, I'm not in a really good headspace at the moment. And I kind of tried to describe it yesterday to a few people online, and it just looks like you're being, I don't know, it just looks like you're being awkward. And it's difficult to run away from something that you do every day. And it's difficult to filter the internet in that way. It's difficult to shut down different things. So I'm going to try my best today, but I gave it the topic of day 2, trouble at the mental digital mill. Like, literally my digital mill in my head is completely like all over the place. I should be here. I should be in this field here, look, with a caravan or like a wooden structure somewhere on a beach. How awesome would that be? Just to have like a little wooden hut here that I can walk down to the beach and just chill out. Oh, what's the other way? Whoa, no, it's not that way. Confused now. Yeah, there. Down to the beach. So yeah, I've got to get on top of that. I'm a bit frustrated with some work that I've not managed to get done, and I'm a little bit sort of overwhelmed by the video conferencing side again. As much as I want to use the platform, and as much as I want to use the recording part and get the social part and switch things in, switch things out, I was really kind of inspired last night quickly by a conversation that Dale and KDFA were having about throwaway media in terms of, stuff that doesn't ask for a dialogue. And I kind of felt that yesterday. I have that from time to time, and I really hadn't quantified it, put it in a box before, but sometimes I just need that. I don't want to debate stuff. I just want to be able to throw something out. It's the reason why sometimes I take photos of food in a place. It's like, I am here in these moments. This is what I'm doing. Don't need a dialogue. Don't need you to like the photo. Don't need you to analyze the construct of the photo. Just, I'm here, I'm present, So that was kind of difficult yesterday. So yeah, digital's the Udemy course, Mental Digital Mill, Udemy courses. Let's talk about Udemy courses. I feel so pressured. Good pressure, but I feel so pressured to get these courses done. I know that from the first free course that I gave out, with a tiny little bit of promotion, that kind of snowballs, and I've now got the opportunity to message those people and say I've got another course up, and this one will be a lot better than the first one. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of damn work. Good morning, Megan. So that's kind of overwhelming. That I've got to kind of get these things together. I know also today that the MiFi is turning up from last week. We ordered it on Friday, so I've kind of taken on too much. Like I've got two things running in parallel, and both of them are important. So I know I've got to get all this Udemy course done before October, before like the Black Friday, which is supposed to be really good for sales and stuff. And I feel like I'm being a bit inauthentic to myself in terms of what I want out of it. I kind of want it to be a useful course for people to understand and go, yeah, this is great advice, and I can use some of this stuff. And obviously I want people to buy it, but then I feel like I'm peddling digital wares instead of it doesn't feel as comfortable as it should, I guess. And maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just like, my mental health is just like messing me over. So yeah, the other thing I wanted to talk about, I'll get the bad stuff out of the way first and then get onto the good stuff. So I've kind of put all this together as a thing as the distraction economy. I feel like sometimes, as empowering as social is, having a conversation and sitting in a chat room and talking about stuff and debating about stuff and, getting people's opinions about stuff so you can formulate better ones yourself, as awesome as that feels, as awesome as connected we feel with that, I also find it a bit of a distraction economy from doing what my subconscious knows it can do and should do. Like, it's like an artist desperate to do his best work and then going to an art gallery and seeing somebody else's work. It's kind of like, it feels like a distraction. And it's really difficult to pull myself out of those distractions because they're all interesting distractions, right? Like, that's the whole point of the reason why we get involved with things like hobbies and just, why we like, clothing over accessories, over like technology, over like things that make our life better. But I bought this caravan in January 2014, I think it was, and I've been here probably about a year now. And at first I had nothing in the caravan, and then slowly I've just bought bits after bits after bits, and I need a cheese grater, I need this, and now I look around at the caravan and it's full of stuff again. Like, my life is full of stuff again. I can't just like up and go, and I've not found that true minimalistic vibe yet, which I'm desperate to kind of have, because when I feel minimalistic, I don't feel like overwhelmed. I really want to invest my time and energy and wisdom and, conversation with people who I feel, I gravitate towards. But it's really difficult when you've got all this baggage. And I've got like emotional baggage, I've got distraction economy baggage, I've got like stuff that's just shouting at me. Like, I go into the toilet area and look to the right and it's just a mess, and it's like, it's just screaming at me, sort me out. And I feel like that with my online life, and I feel like that with my offline life. So that's kind of full on. Megan say one step at a time. I know my steps have to be baby steps at the moment because it's just been really overwhelming. So let's get back to the bots thing. So some good stuff happened yesterday. I was really into Slack again as a messaging platform. You can add in so many different integrations and add-ons, and for somebody like me who likes to just be kind of, if I'm looking at stuff, I want to be in one place, I'll look straight at one one part of the internet, if you like. And Slack's cool for that because I can put things into groups. I can sort of have the Apiary here. I can have ask wants needs, which is me kind of saying, you know, I kind of need help with this, or can you give me some feedback or comment on this. The show stuff for Blab, because I feel like Blab is a really incredible, powerful platform. Although I was a little bit frustrated and annoyed last night when I dropped into what's called the town hall, where people were just firing features at the dev team. I've got to accept, I think, that Blab and web chat conferencing things, startups, I've got to accept that things are just not going to change. Not at least in the short term. Not in, at least in the next couple of years. So I've got to be a bit smarter this time around compared to what I did with Operator 11, is that my content, I've got to get out of the system and it's got to be elsewhere. When I talk about content, what I really mean is legacy, because I felt like I was part of a community when I was on Seismic, when I was on Operator 11, and now I don't see any of those people. And that's what made it for me. It wasn't just the video recordings, the output, the content that I can use on my own channels to promote who I am, what I do, and what I stand for. It was the community. And every time I get onto a new platform, I'm kind of seeing the outcome. I'm seeing the end game. And that's horrible. Like, sometimes I feel like this social media prophet, like sociable media, not social media, but sociable media prophet, where it's like all these great people coming together, and then ultimately there's like just this fade away at the end. And I seem to end up hanging out in the fadeaway section rather than the kind of bit in the middle, which is like the excitement bit. Maybe it's an age thing. Maybe just as I get older, I just get a little bit more stilted in my thinking. I don't know. But I do know that once I remove all of those stressful, or as I find them, mentally stressful things every day, then it kind of works out. Anyway, so bots. I'm really excited about Slack because of all these bots that we can do, and I'm thinking about the fundraising stuff that's been really successful for us in Blab. You know, it's been liberating to be able to kind of apply some of those transmedia methodologies that I have in terms of, okay, if you're on this platform, if you're on this platform, and you're on this platform, and you're kind of posting on here and adding something here and making it interactive over here, and then people have to go over here. People talk about platforms. I'm kind of platform agnostic. I'm more interested in the idea of, can you hold a coherent interactive conversation digitally over multiple channels? Like, can you almost like have a treasure hunt of following from one place to another place to another place, like taking an Instagram here and then rushing over to another place in town, doing a Vine there, and kind of pulling it together as a narrative, but getting across to people it's not the platform. The platform and the brand doesn't define you. It's the transport layer of how you transport your identity online and where it follows you. That's what fascinates me the most about digital now, where we live, because anybody can be analysed, the value can be analysed, anybody's legacy can be brought up. And I always think about my daughter's future. I always think, like, what's it going to be like for Ella in sort of 5 or 10 years time, 10 years time, when she goes into work or goes into whatever college is going to be in 10 years time, and her legacy of online, you know, like her dad's legacy, is my legacy of the video stuff and things going to influence her? You know, it's kind of, these are all metrics that I think about because I've been in technology for such a long time. I've seen it develop, and it's gone so stratospherically fast in the last 5 years that it kind of freaks me out. Everything freaks me out at the minute. Everything's freaking me out. Yeah. So, really, really pleased about the integrations. Loads of stuff in there in terms of recipes, like checking in for geolocation. Found loads of really cool things for Slack. Started making lists for things to do in New York in December, January time. I've also created 5 little mini groups for Fiverr, Gumroad, People Per Hour, Trello, and Udemy. So Fiverr is something that I've been doing for a while. I've had a bit of a upset, which really set me off last night, I think, was that one of the clients that asked me to do some work, I didn't get stuff to him fast enough, and they kind of they withdrew their order, which I should have done. I should have got it done, and I didn't get it done. And I'm pissed about that because I should be able to do it. And I kind of got caught up with all the social stuff. I got caught up with the Udemy stuff. I got caught up with like live stuff in general. You know, like I was panicking about my inhalers at the beginning of the week, all that stuff. It was kind of like overwhelming. So that's another thing I'm kind of dealing with. Gumroad, really love Gumroad. If you've not seen Gumroad yet, gumroad.com. If you're selling anything like music or digital files or PDFs, or you're an illustrator, check out Gumroad. It's really easy to set up products for sale, and it also uses Stripe, I think, to take payments. Might take PayPal as well. You can also set different pricing levels of things that what can you afford. People per hour is like a UK version of Fiverr, so you can charge more on there. I've had limited success on there. I did a project for a lady, and she didn't like it because I didn't look business like enough. She wanted to wear a suit and tie, and I kind of can't do that. So I scuppered myself there by not accepting the system's demands, wants and demands of me. Trello, digging Trello. I haven't used Trello a lot for assigning jobs to different people yet. I've kind of used it as a, checklist of things to do. I've put all my Udemy courses in there, so that's kind of easy to pull things out, put it to somewhere else. And then the Udemy thing, like I said, is the 2 courses that I'm kind of working on at the minute, and it's kind of been, like I say, overwhelming. What time are we up to? We're up to 17 minutes. I'm going to finish in 3 minutes' time. So yeah, the last 2 things is maintaining focus, digital distancing, and reversing the FOMO. Like, last night I kind of committed myself to kind of distance myself a little bit digitally from stuff, as in don't get so engaged mentally with the social construct of group chats. And I sometimes go into group chats and think, oh, we could do this and do this and do this, and actually that's me kind of wanting to maintain and create the momentum, when actually I should just be a spectator on the side putting my input in. It's just the way I am. I love to optimize stuff. I love to get things more efficient, but at the expense of my own mental health, which is not good. So yeah, I'm doing a bit of digital distancing at a minute, and like I said, I've got reverse FOMO. I don't have a fear of missing out. I can literally turn on the internet, go onto Flipboard, go onto Product Hunt, go onto something, one of 10 Twitter accounts, and there's something brand new. Something updated, something better, something more efficient, and I just need to distance myself from that. It's just too much for me to process. I literally keep all of that in my head. So that's kind of all I really wanted to talk about today. I'm going to open up I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to open up the floor so we can just chat casually, and I can finish my coffee off. What I normally do is I take this video and I just throw it back up onto YouTube. I do have a question from K_Yum. Question: Would you post apps? You are mentioning in your blab? Sure. Yeah, I will add it to my YouTube channel. It's smarturl.it/elevenish. If you scroll up in the chat, you'll see it, but I'll actually put some links into the YouTube stuff. What I'm going to do after this, like I was starting to say, is I take the video file. I record it locally on Wirecast, and I upload that to YouTube. It takes a couple of hours for me to convert it and upload it, but you can watch a higher quality version of this if you missed the playback. If you missed this, oh my god, I'm talking meta now. I'm talking from the future to the past. Yes, that's right. So if you're waking up in the US in a couple of hours and playing this back, you can either watch it here as a sort of replay, which is minimum quality, it's not bad quality, or you can play the high quality version, which is the full frame rate from here. So, right, I'm going to open the floor up and I'm going to stop recording now.